Hello, can everyone hear me? Hey everyone, welcome to your RSF1 S8 R13. I am your host, XCG Mando1992. Sorry, I had a bit of mic issues starting this, but I am joined by Rachel. How are we doing today, Rachel? Sorry, Bradshaw, disconnected there. How are we doing today, Bradshaw? Yeah, not too bad. Sorry, I was in the middle of cooking dinner. Oh, it was for me as well. Haven't even included audio yet. Give me 1 second. There we go.
A bit of rain for the race apparently, I saw some of the guys were saying.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I'm not sure whether that's a full wet race or a bit of mixed weather. But yeah, some of them weren't very happy about it anyway.
It'd definitely be interesting because normally it doesn't rain around here.
Yeah, it's one of when it rains it's quite a heavy one, so yeah, it should make it very interesting. How do you feel around the track?
I don't like this track. Sector 1 is a pain in my backside.
Yeah.
Just through the S section there.
Yeah, I find it really difficult on a controller to get into a rhythm throughout those first couple of the first sector especially.
For you that haven't actually noticed, I have the timing glitch on the positions, so it actually goes from 11th to 14th.
That's always handy.
I know, tell me about it. It just seems like that Codemasters and EA fix one problem and then another problem arises, but it just is what it is. But everyone is expected to go through a Q1, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah, because of that, there's been a fair few people who've gone out on medium, just like you said, because everyone's going to go through anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But at the moment we've got Matthew on a 33.9, quickest on the soft tyres.
But that wasting of that medium tyre might affect them during the race, won't it?
Yeah, I mean it's only going to put, I don't know, 4 maybe 5% wear on it, so it won't be much, but maybe they're thinking that if there's a late safety car, the soft would be better, to be honest. I know the tyre wear is quite high around here, so yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Well, we will soon see how that plays into the hands of the race.
I'd always prefer doing, if I knew that I was, so there's only 15, if I knew I was going to get through, burn an extra set of softs, because I prefer the harder compound, but I'm not sure.
Me and you are in the same boat though. I'd rather save a set of mediums and burn an extra set of softs. Because round here, it's not likely that you would actually get a safety car. Just for how wide the actual track is.
Yeah, unless there's
so
a
saving
multi-car
that
pile
set of hards.
Yeah.
might actually come in handy of the race.
But then I suppose if the weather's saying it's going to be a wet race, to be honest, it all depends on what the weather's saying.
We'll have to see because as Legends goes off there, we'll have to see what the weather's going to say because it is set to approximate. So it could say it's raining, but also it's saying that it's not. So depending on what it is. How are you feeling for your race?
Yeah, not too bad. I did a bit of practice yesterday, and it felt good. I wasn't looking forward to this track, but I seem to have relatively okay pace, I think. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, with mine, it's always there's always 3 or 4 people at the top, very close. So yeah, it'd be interesting. But I know I said after the race on Wednesday I was hoping for a wet one. After the practice I've done, definitely hoping it's going to be dry now. But how about you? How are you feeling for yours?
Rubbish.
Is that just not confident of consistency, is it, or just pace in general?
Bit of both, really. I just don't think I like this track. I'm okay sectors 2 and 3.
Yeah.
But since being on a pad and running auto gears and full traction, I'm a bit slower in the straights than everyone else.
Yeah. That's figured. Just
So
getting up to speed will take a bit longer on those, yeah.
Yeah, so I've either got to run a lower downforce, which compromise me in the corners, or run a higher downforce and be faster in the corners than the straights. So so that compromised me a little bit, but it's just trying to find a setup that will deal with sector 1 and 2, well, the end of sector 1 and the beginning of sector 2.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I found a decent balanced one, just because I don't really go that much into setups, to be honest. So it's sort of taking a base one and then doing a little bit of fine tuning, I guess. But yeah, if it's a comfortable one, then yeah. But like you said, everyone's as it's only 15 people, everyone goes through to Q2. Matthew quickest on a 33.9, and then 5 drivers trying out the mediums as well for this session.
Yeah, so we don't lose anyone, so everyone you see here does go through to Q2. Who are you expecting to lose in Q2 to make your top 10?
To be honest, I'm not sure. I mean, I know IGN Legends has been having some trouble this season, hooking a lap up and keeping on the track. I'm not sure. I know I heard Stars saying a couple of weeks ago he might have changed to a different setup or something. I'm not sure, but I know he's been having trouble. But I don't know, to be honest. It's whoever makes a mistake. If everyone hooks their lap up, then it'll be very close, I would have thought, to be honest.
So who are your 3 drivers that you are tipped to not qualify into Q3?
I'm going to go Legends, Breezy and Drastic. But again, that's not really based on anything.
Well, you have more experience than me since I've not done a lot of Div 1. It's normally been Stars Orphan that's been hosting it, but unfortunately he couldn't make it tonight.
Yeah, I think Breezy and Drastic are fairly new, so I'm not too sure about them. And then, like I said, Legends been having a bit of trouble in previous races, but Yeah, it's usually very, very close between the guys in Div 1, especially for sort of the places 5 to 10. It's normally a couple of tenths in it.
As I go on board with Steffi. Let's see what Steffi can do. Sorry, I'm eating my dinner at the same time as well as commentating.
So as expected, everyone's out on the soft, so it was just a case of people just trying the mediums to save a set of soft tyres for this session in Q3 if they get through.
I would have rather gone out on a scrub set and then gone out on a main set after.
Yeah, that's what I personally would do, but there's a reason they're in Div 1, they know what they're doing. You like to think?
Well, we like to think so, and they just not being quick drivers.
Exactly. What sort of time do you think you'll be looking for sort of pole and top 3 sort of for Q3? I don't really know what a good time is around here, to be honest.
Neither do I, to be fair.
I've been doing high 33s in practice, so I'm assuming there'll be low 33s. Possibly quicker than that.
You saying that, I would definitely say low. I'd definitely say very low 33s, high 32s around here. 32s might be a bit of a stretch. But just see how it goes. As Steffi has set purple sector 1 and 2, we expect that since they're going to be the first person to cross the line here. Going down the start-finish straight and seeing the hill going up to turn 1, it looks steeper than it actually is.
Crazy Fish goes faster with a 34 too. Yeah, I know what you mean. It does look incredibly steep.
It looks like you're climbing a mountain. Ethan has DNF'd. Well, not DNF'd, I mean invalidated.
Muddy goes P3 with a 34.4. Something's happened between Easton and Matthew. They're facing backwards, going in up into turn 1.
I can't see any damage on them.
No, it didn't look any damage. So I'm not sure whether one of them has come out of the pits or was letting the other past and they made a bit of contact or something. I'm not too sure. Pigeon Munch just starts his lap.
I think Matthew... No. I think there was a little bit of contact, but not enough to trigger the penalty warning thing that they get. But there seems to be no wing damage on either car, so... It might have been just both cars slowing down, but they actually spun.
Possibly. Yeah, it could have just been a case of, like you said, them both being in the same part of the track at the same time.
But we will go on board with Pigeon. Can Pigeon keep himself up? Or is it going to be a tall order?
Just had Unity spin at the end of Sector 1 on his lap.
That's unlike Unity to spin. You must not like this track either.
It looked like he caught the curb wrong at the end of Sector 1, the S's. Pigeon does a 1:35.0 P5. And we've got Aldaf spun as well on the exit, the entry to the pit lane. Oh, sorry, he was just reversing for the pit lane. Sorry.
We go on board with IGN Legends here. Do you want to walk us through the remainder of this lap?
Yep, bear with me just a second. Just coming through the final part of the S's, and he's 8 tenths up on his previous times. Important to get a good exit off this curve. He's done that well. Hasn't lost any traction for this little straight before the hairpin. Making the most of the track as he's riding the curve on entry. Shifts down into first gear for that hairpin. Get as good traction as you can up to the DRS straight. Obviously minimising the speed loss, getting the highest top speed that you can up into the hairpin. Riding the curbs a lot with Legends on this lap. Gone purple in the second sector. Important for this track for pretty much all of the corners. It's all about traction, to be honest. Very similar to Monza in that regard. Hook that corner out wow up for the long right. You've got to be careful not to ride the inside curve too much, as it can cause you to spin out. It's done that well. Coming up to the penultimate corner. Carrying good speed this lap, to be fair, Legends. Looks like a solid lap. Making the most of the entry onto the final corner. Shifts it up to fourth. Comes to the line. 29 36.2. Got Drastic on an outlap. He's just coming to the end of his outlap. Steffi is going slowly on his lap, and everyone else is in the pits, apart from obviously Legends.
We'll go on board with Steffi here. I know they're going slow, and I heard you say obviously that Legends was going into first gear on the hairpin, but sometimes that's actually a good thing because that can help with traction and actually launch you off the corner.
Yeah. And obviously you get that better initial turning as well. Yeah, I struggle doing it personally. Just I find it easier to spin, but it seems to be working for him on that lap.
What I've actually noticed that most people do is as well is going through the tighter corners. They keep the ERS on.
Yeah,
what I like to do is turn it off, and then that saves you
Drastic
battery
Blazes
for
spun
later
round
on in the lap.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no, I know you were saying a few weeks ago about that. I leave it on personally, just because on a quali lap it's another thing to worry about, and I've tried it before and I've just forgotten. Like I've left it on none, and coming up to the straight, and obviously you're halfway down the straight or something, you realise. But I mean, I know I've seen a couple of your races, and obviously it seems to work for you.
Well, it just helps with the traction off the corner,
Yeah.
because you can go in, it slows you down, so you can make that corner a bit easier. Okay, yeah, you get as soon as you put the accelerator down, you don't get as much speed as you would if you've got the ERS on. but you're not spinning the wheels, so you get the traction, and then you can just go straight off. And it saves you for the last straight as well, because normally as soon as you go around the last corner you run out.
Yeah, I mean, I do it for whenever it's a wet qualifier, and I'll always, like for corners, I'll put it down to none, like you said, for better traction. It's just a case of, I mean, for you, you know, you're in the habit of it, so it's, but as for me, getting into the habit of it, I struggle to remember. I got so sort of focused on trying to nail the lap that I'd forget until it was, like you said, halfway down the straight or something like that. Easton's gone purple through the middle sector on his lap. Hasn't set a lap time yet.
Yeah, it's one of those, if you're used to it, then, you know, it will help you out.
Yeah. So we've got the top 3 have all retired from the session. I think they've done enough. And with the time that they set, it's very likely that they have. Easton
going around the last corner with what I do, as Easton sets a 1:33.5, which is massively ahead of Crazy Fish.
That is a very pacey time, especially for Q2 as well.
But as I was saying, just going around the last corner, that can make up the last 2 tenths that you actually need.
Yeah.
In order to catch someone, because of the traction and the speed you'll get off the last corner.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, in theory, at the end of the second sector, that tight, twisty couple of corners before the long right-hander, in theory, you don't really need, obviously, the RS as much as you would on the long right-hander that comes after it. So, yeah, I do see what you're saying. I think it's just more a preference thing for me, to be honest.
But it also depends on what track you're on. If it's like Austria or Monza, where they're short tracks, I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah.
But if it's like Abu Dhabi or, you know, Bahrain, where they're massive long straights, same as Azerbaijan, you can save that deployment and use it down that straight to give you that little bit of a boost. Because the difference in there might be 5 miles an hour.
Yeah, exactly. Pigeon Munch will be the next person to cross the line. I believe just over 7 tenths up on his previous fastest time. Coming through the final corner. Puts him second on 33.8. Unity goes P3 on a 33.9. Muddy on a 34.2 goes P4.
This track is definitely ramping up.
It is. Matthews on his lap, just coming through the final sector. It's saying he's only just under a tenth up on his previous time. He's going to need to try and find some speed through the final sector.
I'm going on board with Breezy here to see what they can do.
Legends, I believe, will be out. So they've invalidated their lap, and there's not enough time to start a new one. The Legends is out. Matthew up to the line. Puts in P8 on a 34.4.
Can Blaze and Breezy get through? Blaze goes up to 9th, knocking Quirky Turtle out. What can Blaze do?
That's a P8 for Blaze. That's not
Yeah.
Aldaf off. But Aldaf is on a lap at the minute.
Is he improving though?
It's coming through the final sector, he's 1.5 tenths up.
I just saw 200s.
Who knows what's right then?
200s is is going to be enough, but it's also very tight. Needs to find a little bit here through the last sector. Come on. Adaf goes 10th, knocking Breezy down to 11th.
Found 3.5 tenths on that lap.
So there we are. We are going to be losing Breezy, Quirky Turtle, and IGNX Legends. Q2. What time are you expecting for Q3?
Well, I mean, like we were saying earlier, I was expecting, say, 33, low 33s, but with Eastern's time, say it's pole, I'm going to say 33, 1 or a 2.
To be honest with you, I don't think they're going to go much quicker.
No, I mean, I know the track evolution isn't, it's not massive, but yeah, Eastern's time has really put a marker down.
So Eastern's time, what he's set at the minute, I think will be good enough to get him a top 2 spot. But if he can claw out another 10th, I reckon that will get him into pole.
Yeah, I mean, there was quite a wide field spread for that session. I mean, between P1 and P10, it was 1.2 seconds.
So I think if he can get a 33.4, that would definitely put him in the top 2. But it's what can Easton do, because he's normally pretty quick from what I've seen.
Yeah.
So can Easton come along and just absolutely smash that time and put it into the 32s?
Crazy Fisher's first out on track, as he seems to like to be. Get out early and get your lap put in early, I guess.
Yeah, I like doing that sort of thing. Gives a chance for the track to rubber in when you go into the pits, and you put on a new set and go out and try and get whatever you can on the maximum amount of rubber that's been put down to give you extra grip.
Yeah, for short qualies, I definitely like to be one of the first out there, just to get obviously, especially at longer tracks like Spa, just to obviously get your 3 runs in. And but when it's full quali, I wait a bit, to be honest, just let the first few guys in so I can get a clean out lap. Because I've noticed when I practice with other people that I do out laps quite a bit slower than other people. I try and just do the out lap so you get to the final corner with as little amount of wear on those tyres as possible, whereas other people that I race with seem to push a lot harder to get the tyre temperature in.
Yeah, that's like with me, because I don't know why. I'm not sure if it's my setup or just me not liking the Pirelli tyres, but it just seems like I do a slow lap and it does nothing for me.
Yeah, I mean, I really struggle, especially on the harder tyres, to get tyre temperature in. So first lap of a safety car, especially when I'm on the hard tyre, it's a bit of a struggle, traction wise anyway.
I seem like if I do just like a normal flying lap, but obviously turn the ERS off, it seems to warm my tyres up a lot better. And then by the time I'm like 3/4 of the way around the track, I'm in like mid to high 80s, and then that's good.
Yeah. Yes, controllers seems to, from what I've seen anyway, controller seems to warm the tyres up a bit harder. I don't know whether that's just because of, obviously when it comes to steering, you need to be more, or on a controller you're more definitive left or right, whereas obviously steering we can do it more gradual.
Well, no, not really, because on controller you can still do it gradual. It's just that you have to hold it there, which I'm pretty good at. But if your controller's sort of dying, because they like to use certain sticks that have got foil in it, so it gives you drift.
Yeah.
Instead of Hall effects, so you can tune out the dead zones and stuff like that. As the first lap comes in from Steffi, and it's a 34-0.
Yeah, Crazy Fish invalidated on the penultimate corner, I believe, so they've come into the pits.
Yeah, so as I was saying, Hall effect joysticks, you can, it's done by magnets and it doesn't wear out as quick, so you can tune it to dead zones and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you've got that, it makes it just like you're driving a wheel anyway. So there's not much difference. It all depends on whether if you're running traction and auto gearing, because that slows you down. But that can give you better traction off the corners and off the line.
Yeah.
It's just that second stage where it shifts you early compared to everyone else, and you end up losing that power.
Easton just starts his lap. He invalidated us first through the first sector, so we're obviously going again.
Muddy's coming in.
Easton has invalidated this lap as well, so got good pace, but at the moment finding it a bit difficult.
Is invalidated. So Easton. Aldaf is coming up to a hairpin in sector 2.
Yeah, people just working their way back to the pits now as well.
Aldaf has purple sector 1 and purple sector 2. So it could be on for a quick timer. As he's going through the as he invalidated the second to last corner. And it fits anyway.
Crazy Fish just started another lap. On the first set of tyres, I believe. And I think this is their second run.
No, it's on a new set of softs.
Yeah, purple the first sector.
Bit early to come out on a new set of softs.
Yeah, it is a bit.
I would have left it to about 3.5 to a late 2 minutes.
Steffi is also out on the new set.
They're purple sector 1, but nothing on sector 2. This is Crazy Fish. can they do? 32, 33, 34, 34, 3. Enough to put them fourth.
Muddy's just coming out the pits, and Steffi just starting their second flying lap as well.
I'm surprised we're not in the 33s yet.
Yeah, we're about a few tenths for a lot of these guys, a few tenths slower than they were in Q2. Obviously, Easton hasn't put a time on the board yet. Nor has Pigeon Munch. They were the quickest two in Q2. I think they were the only guys.
Easton put up a 33.5.
Yeah, Pigeon did 33. I think they might have been the only two into the 33s in Q2.
We'll have to see what they do. So I'm expecting Crazy Fish to come in this lap since he's got no ERS. His fuel's okay.
Unless he's got another set of softs, and maybe as Steffi goes purple for the middle sector, unless he is coming back into the pits and will try for a third run. I'm not sure whether he saved any sets from Q1.
To be honest with you, I don't even think he's got enough time.
It would be very, very tight if he did. Possibly not enough time, like I said.
He's coming into the pits. He was speeding through pit lane there. Ooh, there you go, there's your first 33s. 33.7 from Steffi.
That was a good lap, that was. As Muddy's just starting their lap. Still a few people obviously haven't put times on the board yet. Pigeon Munch, Easton and Aldaf. And Unity, not a representative one, as it's a 2-minute and 8-second lap.
We'll go on board with Easton just to see what he can do, being the sole McLaren in Q3.
Gets out of the way nicely, the Ferrari.
Has invalidated, but it's only an outlap, so it doesn't really matter. But being a part of the McLaren team, I hope he does well.
Crazy Fish is retired from the session. He's done all that he can. Muddy Biscuit is half a second up on his fastest previous time so far through the middle sector.
What team are you a part of in your division?
Aston Martin.
Ooh.
So it's, yeah. Pigeon Munch, he's got a perform here. Like I say, obviously he was P2 and Q2, so he has got pace. Muddy goes second.
Luckily, me being a part of McLaren, we're overall constructors title winning team at the minute.
Yeah.
It is close to, I believe, AlphaTauri.
Yeah, because I know a few races ago, McLaren seemed to be running away with it.
Oh, was one of them in Australia?
Yeah. Easton's invalidated this current lap. Matthew 33.2.
And I was going to do the same in Monza.
Okay, yeah.
And then I binned it turn 4 on the last lap.
Yeah, there wasn't a stream, was there, for your race last week?
No, there wasn't. It was due to no one actually wanting to stream.
Pigeon Munch comes up to the line. 33.4.
I asked everyone and everyone was busy, so.
Yeah, I know. I was at the football. I had a few people away for that.
Yeah. Some people watching the Forest game this week.
Easton isn't going to set a lap time here. He's invalidated his previous lap, and he hasn't got enough time to get through. So it's P10 for Easton after setting the pace in Q2.
So we've got so our fastest is Matthew with a 33.2. That's a shock to everyone seeing Matthew on the front row of the grid and not actually Easton.
It just seems to struggle with that session, hooking a lap up. I'm not sure whether it was the same place each time that they were invalidating, but it seemed to be, especially through the first sector. There was also a few people invalidating through the penultimate corner as well. So just as they were pushing, finding the limit, a few of them just overstepped it.
Hey Matty, how we doing? Now I've got to get rid of all this hot sauce off my fingers. But congrats on P1, Matty. For the start of quali. Oh, someone's readied up.
At the moment, it's dry for the start of the race, so if there is any rain, it'll be coming towards the end.
I was going to bring Matty in here and do an interview, but someone's readied up, apparently. Or was that the countdown for the end of the session?
At the moment, I've just got waiting for players on mine, so I think it might have just been...
Might have been the countdown.
Yeah.
I would invite Matty, but he's on his PC, so... We will bring... Mr. Pidgeot in. I'm either getting your name mixed up, Matty, or you're not racing, but apparently there was a Matthew that went P1, so. Oh, right, okay. So we got a Matty and a Matthew. And I saw Matty come up in the chat, and I put it down as Matthew. So that's my bad.
So it was a 33.2 that was the quickest time in Q3. What sort of times were you doing have you done in your practice, Mando?
I haven't done any practice. Just yet. I've been too busy to do practice, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I've been trying to sort out comms ready for next week, and I've been working and just stuff like that. And getting ready for my trip on Saturday to Belfast.
How long are you going for?
Just a week. I'm going to see a good friend of mine and my 3 godchildren that I haven't seen in about 5 years.
That'd be
The
decent.
two of them I've never met, so
That'd be decent, that will. As we're away
Yeah.
for the formation lap, so you got Matthew leading. The driver's away. He's gone for the soft tyres at the moment. Then you've got Pigeon Munch in second, Unity in third, Steffi, and then Milan the top five. P2 to P5 on the mediums. Drastic and P6 has gone for the hards. Muddy and P7 on the mediums. Aldaf and P8 on the hards. Crazy Fish in P9 on the mediums. Easton, who, like we said, a bit of a disappointing Q3, in P10 on the hards. Then got Breezy, P11 on the mediums. Quirky on the hards in P12, and Legends rounding off the grid in P13. We seem to have lost two drivers though. Because there was 15 to start with. I'm not sure what's happened there.
no, there was only 13, but it went from like 11 to 14.
Oh, right, okay.
And I was supposed to have a EA friend from Maybach, which was supposed to be in this race, but I never got one.
Yeah, I saw that before the grid they were asking Oea. I think they were supposed to be in here as well, or something, I'm not sure.
That's why we were only down to 13 and not 18.
Yeah.
Because some people didn't obviously make it. So starting from the top of the grid, you got Matthew and Pigeon in 1 and 2. Unity and Steffi in 3 and 4. Milan and Blaze in 5th and 6th. Muddy and Aldaf in 7th and 8th. Crazy Fish and Easton 9th and 10th. Breezy and Quirky in 11th and 12th. And your back of the grid for this evening is IGN Legends. Oh, Crazy Fish disqualified. He's obviously missed the marker for his pit box. All 5 lights. And away we go. There we go. Bit of a delay there. Aston Martin and Pigeon Munch got a good start off the line. Can't challenge for the first corner though. All clear, we got a yellow. Oh, Aldaf and Easton are out. Safety car.
Didn't quite
Turn 1 incident.
Yeah, I didn't quite catch what happened. I saw the back of it when they retired. Unity's not had a good start. He's down 8 places as well. It's definitely down 4 places from P4 starting on the grid.
He's not got any wing damage though, so he can keep going. But I'm surprised that Easton's out. So Easton, being a favourite to win this race, is now out of it. Who do you think's actually going to win it?
I mean, Matthew's got the pace, but on those soft tyres, it's an interesting choice. I mean, I've got no bias at all. It's not like because I'm part of the Aston Martin team at all, but Pigeon has got a very good chance in the start on his medium. He does seem to have quite good pace as well. I'm not sure I would have gone for the soft to start with, to be honest, but unless he thinks the rain's coming, I'm not sure, but it's a very blue sky.
Rain in this part of America is a bit of a rarity, so it'd be rare if we actually do see it, but wouldn't it spice the race up though? in the middle of a desert in America and you get rain. How much would that spice things up?
Yeah, it definitely would. I mean, you could see why, if there is going to be rain, why some of the drivers weren't too happy about it. Like you said, it would definitely mix things up.
Apparently, Easton in the chat, in the Discord chat, said he hit the curb with his left tyre and it spun him round and it hit Albert. Pushing back to the curb.
Yeah. When you lax out, it really is out.
Ellen Daffner said if there wasn't a Haas or a Merc that wasn't there on his inside, it wouldn't have happened, basically.
Yeah, I mean, this is turn one at Coaster is always, there's always a bit of chaos there. With it being an uphill braking zone, it's everyone, trying to just outbrake each other, really.
As we go for one more lap under the safety car.
It'd be interesting to see when Matthew does the restart from, whether he goes before the final corner or he waits until literally just up to the line, with it being a fairly long straight up to turn one as well.
I think he'll get just before the last corner and then he'll go. But he could surprise me. Stick right behind the safety car until the safety car line and then just absolutely flicks it. Catching everyone off guard. Do you think Unity, who's normally, or Quirky Turtle, who are normally pretty quick, where do you think they will come on this?
I mean, it's with the long straights, the start finish and the back straight. It's not the most difficult track to overtake if you can stick to the car behind through the first sector, the S's. If they can stay out of trouble, I think they can quite easily get up to the top half of the points, possibly even challenge for a podium. With a lot of these races, I think it's just who can have a clean race, to be honest, and stay out of trouble.
It's going to be hard, obviously, going down into turn one and through the middle part of the first sector, going into the second sector and this third sector there, where it can get pretty tight. But their Div 1 drivers are all pretty professional drivers, so we just have to see what happens from there.
We've got the safety car in this lap, so Matthew just backing up the pack.
Your Div 1 constructors at the minute is, according to round 11, which was 2 rounds ago, is AlphaTauri, and they have 161 points over Ferrari.
Matthew's gone. He's caught the pack out. You went just before the final corner. Pigeon Munch under pressure from Milan at the moment. Everyone seems to still be in the same place. I think Unity's made up a place on Drastic.
Wow, Matthew's just gone.
Yeah, he's putting those softs to good use. He's already got nearly a 2.5 second lead. on Pigeon. He seems to be struggling a little bit warming up those mediums.
See you later, Matthew.
And we've got Unity's off into the gravel.
Matthew's car must be powered by Red Bull.
Yeah, he is just gone.
His car sprouted wings and flown off into the distance.
We've got Steffi and Breezy going side by side.
Yeah.
Good
Oh,
little
Breezy
battle
goes
it is.
down the inside. Oh, I thought he went down the inside there by the camera.
Trying to get the
Well, he does the
switch back there.
switchback though.
That's a great little battle. Good move from Breezy, that was to get back ahead.
Yeah, but this also brings Legends into play as well. We've got another spin. Who's that?
Legends and Drastic.
Legends and Breezy have gone out. They've retired, and it looks like it's brought out the safety car.
Yeah, no, the safety car. And we're already down to nine left. I wonder if Matthew will think of an early pit stop to get off of these soft tyres. Or whether he'll try and see how long you can take them. I mean, with the safety cars, obviously it stayed up for 3 laps last time. If it does that again, he wouldn't be too far away from the medium tyres pit window.
Hard will make it, so if he's coming in now, he'll have to take the hard tyres. If I was him, I would do that, but I'm just a lonely F5 driver, so, you know.
Yeah, it's a tricky one because obviously you'll catch back up to the pack, but it'll catch up to the safety car, sorry, but when you're in that pack, it's then trying to make your way through, if you have got more pace, never staying out of trouble.
You know, obviously, what do I know? I'm just an F5 driver.
You've won some races, haven't you, in your division?
2. Two races. One of them was Australia and...
Yeah, Matthew does come into the pits to get off those soft tyres.
And I think it was the race after I won.
Pigeon's into... Yeah, a lot of people are pitting now. So you've got Pigeon, Muddy, Breezy. So I'm assuming they're all going to be going onto those hard tyres. So they should be able to get to the end from there.
Hard for Matthew.
Yeah,
all hards.
all hards. So at the moment you've got Milan, Crazy Fish and Steffi and Quirky, who Quirky started on the hards. But the top 3 on the medium staying out for the time being. Not sure whether they're thinking Unity is pitted and gone onto the soft tyres, thinking that there's going to be, there's already been 2 safety cars in 5 laps, there's bound to be more.
So I'm just sending a message out. I hate this keyboard and Samsung's so bloody tiny. Is the safety car coming in this lap, or are we going for one more lap?
I think it's going to be one more lap. I've not had anything come up as of yet.
It'll be one more lap because Unity's not going to catch the pack on time.
I think Unity's another one of those who's banking on there being another safety car with those soft tyres he's just put on.
Yeah, that is definitely a bit of a drastic move, but he's in the pits again.
Put the old
He's
hard
changed back
tyres
onto
back
the
on.
hards.
Yeah, 3 lap old hards he's just put on.
So by the time he comes out of the pits and catches the back of this pack, it should be all lovely and warm and ready to go. Where everyone else might be just struggling for a bit of temperature.
Yeah, I think the first couple of corners, half a lap from this, you should in theory see the medium runners pull a bit of a gap on the hard tyre runners, just because of that warmer.
I thought I'd never see this in an F1 game. 2 Williams at the front of the grid.
Shows you anything can happen, I guess, yeah.
What's going on? Where's Williams found all this space from?
Unity has caught the back of the pack, so yeah, safety car in this lap.
I apologise to everyone if you can actually hear me eating.
So Milan has seen where Matthew went on the last safety car restart. Be interesting to see if he does the same tactical or whether he waits to go earlier or later.
I normally follow the safety car until it gets like round the last corner and then I'll just absolutely blitz it.
But Milan has
let
gone.
the game control my speed.
Milan has gone before the final corner. Crowfish has gone with him though, and Steffi seems to be the one who's been the most caught out from that. Got Matthews already got past Quirky, going up side by side going into turn 1. And he has got past
Oh,
it.
he's going to lose it to the pigeon as well.
Going side by side through the S's.
Oh. He's lost it to Muddy as well. Oh, what's going on here? He's got it back.
Oh, he can't go 3 wide through there.
He's definitely going too wide though.
And Unity's got past Muddy as well.
As Breezy goes down the inside of Quirky, doesn't leave enough room though. This is a fantastic battle. Goes, tries to have a look down the inside of Breezy, has to back out a little bit. Which brings Muddy back into play. Muddy tries to go down the inside of Quirky. Oh, Quirky! You can't get any closer than that, Quirky. This is fantastic battling. Still maintains in front of Muddy.
Got the top 4 battling each other. Steffi just trying to get ahead of Crazy Fish at the exit
Muddy
turn
tries
1.
to go down the inside of turn 1. But paperwork, he's got the inside line. It doesn't matter though, because he loses the place anyway. He's going to have to keep it as close as he can to the Ferrari of Muddy in order to try and take him back on the straight. Right, let's go to Steffi, Matthew, and Crazy Fish.
Steffi's shaping up for a move. He's got past Crazy Fish going down.
Oh, that's on the inside push is Crazy wide though. I've got it.
Matthew gets a switch back on Crazy Fish, going to try around. No, he backs out of it. But all the meantime, they're battling to bring in Matthew and Pigeon along with them. And obviously, they've made their mandatory pit stop, whereas the top three guys have all got to pit. Matthew shapes up for the move up into turn one, trying to outbrake each other. Yeah, he's got the move done, but Crazy Fish is fighting back through turn two.
I think those mediums are dying.
Yeah, Matthew gets ahead for the S's. Needs to try and get back into the DRS as Steffi before that start finish straight now. Sorry, the back straight.
Oh, we have a waved yellow. Unity Harsh has gone round.
Crazy Fish just behind Matthew. Matthew hasn't got DRS on the straight, but seems to be doing enough to stay ahead. As Steffi's just got past Milan for the lead.
I believe this is Steffi's first place if they can hold on to it.
Milan just got back, yeah. Milan just got back past. Switch back.
Oh, another yellow.
Breezy's gone round. Doesn't look like there's any damage though.
I'm going to keep you on the battle with Matthew and Steffi. I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, Breezy comes into the pits, nearly loses it again on the entrance to the pits. Both Matthew and Steffi are putting Milan under a lot of pressure for the lead of this race. Instead, both Milan and Steffi and Crazy Fish have to pit again, so if mediums do like they are starting to drop off. Matthew is putting a lot of pressure on the two guys in front of him. Breezy is retired in the pit lane. Matthew shaping up for a move on Steffi, going into the end of the hairpin on the back straight. Steffi comes back in him though. Good battling from these two so far. As Matthew's going to get the inside line for the next corner. Got to leave each other room. Yeah, Matthew does keep that place from Steffi. Need to. As Crazy Fish has now gone up the inside. Steffi threw that long right hand. That's a good move. Has allowed Milan to pull a bit of a gap. They're 1.5 seconds just across the start-finish line. Now Steffi comes back up the inside of Crazy Fish. Some good battling so far. Said it is a track that you can overtake on if you can stay close enough. Pigeon Munch is right on the back of this battle as well. Matthew's trying to get into the DRS range with Milan.
Sorry about that, I am back.
That's okay. Crazy Fish and Steffi were having a really nice battle. Crazy Fish put a move past. He got initially past Steffi through that long right-hander, put a move up the inside. But they've been battling back up into turn 1 and through the first sector. Steffi got back ahead. Matthew's now putting some pressure on Milan.
Pigeons catching Crazy Fish.
Yeah, they're all battling and slowing each other down. But we did have Breezy after the spin. He retired in the pit lane as well. To take it down to eight drivers left.
Breezy should have stayed out. He would have got 2 points.
Yeah, you would have thought it would have, even if there wasn't going to be any safety cars, as Steffi comes into the pits, I believe. Yeah, you would have thought it'd be better than nothing. Matthew's trying to go around the outside into turn 1, get the switch back. It does seem that he's got initially a better run through on the exit of turn 1. They have to back out, they're going for the S's. Yeah, Steffi's pitted onto the hards like we expected. Isn't out the back of the pack. Just under 2 seconds behind Unity. We'll have a lot fresher tyres than the cars in front. Matthew's got DRS.
Nooks has just said, has there been a lot of instances so far? No, not really. There's been a couple, to be fair. Aldaf and Eastern had one on lap 1.
I think that's been the only one, really.
No, Legends and Blaze had one on like lap 5, I think it was. So that's all really. Breezy retired in the pits.
Certainly not been as chaotic as Monza was. As Milan now comes into the pits after Mackie got past him on the DRS on the back straight.
Matthew's got a penalty though.
He has. Yeah, I saw as he was going past Milan on the back straight, he went off the track there. That's where he got the penalty. So not technically corner cutting, but obviously just going outside the track bound when he was making the overtake, which would be frustrating for him.
Right. Well, unfortunately, it is what it is for him. So, if he hasn't recorded it, then
yeah.
You
I mean, at the moment,
not much.
At the moment, he has got a 3.5 second gap over Crazy Fish. He's got to pit anyway. So if the race stays fairly calm, he can build that gap. He does seem to have the pace at the minute. Pigeon Munch gets past Crazy Fish, going down the back straight.
It looks like Milan has got the undercut on Steffi, as Steffi and her preheated tyres have just gone past Milan.
Yeah, I found that the hards, the first lap, this track a lot more than others. The hards are very difficult to get working until sort of the first sector on the second lap.
Well, to be honest with you, they don't really warm up until like the third lap you've done.
No, not really. Crazy Fish just comes into the pits now as well. Presumably that'll be for the hard tyre as well. Just seeing through to the end, as long as there's no more safety cars.
Probably get away with mediums now.
Yeah. We've got Quirky Turtle who started on the hard, so they can quite easily come into the pits. Next few laps we'll put the mediums on.
I was about to say what happened to Crazy Fish, and then I saw him that he was in the pits.
Closest battle we've got on track at the minute is Steffi closing up on Unity for P5. Steffi only four tenths behind Unity, so it should be a fairly comfortable overtake onto the back straight, so you can get the traction out.
What is everyone's timing, or what do they think of this track that they're going to be racing on sometime this week? As if you are racing.
Would you prefer it to be a dry race or a wet race?
I'm going to be strange like that. I'm going to say wet. One, because it's different and not many drivers had a chance of racing in the wet. And two, I always do a dry and a wet through TT. TT doesn't make it anything, but you know, trying two different setups, it sort of gives you a hand.
Yeah.
But the one thing I don't like is if it goes from wet to dry.
Yeah, that's what I say to the people I race with. If it's dry all the sessions or wet the whole sessions, that's fine. But mixed conditions, it's nifty Nasri. Thanks for jinxing it. I'm definitely not going to be winning my race on Wednesday. Now you just said that.
Well, I'm not going to be winning mine on Tuesday, so if that helps. That brings everyone closer to the McLaren constructors.
It's got Unity and Steffi going side by side onto the back straight. Been more of a battle of this than I initially thought.
Steffi tried going round the outside, but got the inside to that corner. But they're still battling. This is bringing Crazy Fish in as well. Are they going to go 3 wide?
He gets the move done finally. Yeah, it's costing them quite a bit of time though, Steffi, on those fresh tyres to get past Unity. Some good defenders from Unity.
They're a lap older than Unity's though. Sorry, Milan's.
They are.
Who's just behind Unity.
I think the DRS it's strange. It seems the DRS is very powerful up the start-finish straight, but less so on the back straight. So I'm not sure whether that's just it's easier for there to be a bigger traction difference going on to the start-finish straight. Yeah, nifty Nasri. Instead of just jinxing what I'm going to be doing in Division 3, you need to get up on that podium, mate. You need to start making something happen.
See, with some of my pace around some of these tracks, I'm actually looking at F3 pace from what I've seen. Now, it might be the tail end, but from what I've seen people actually setting in previous races, might be in Div 3 next season, you never know.
Yeah, it's a strange one, Division 3, because there'll be some drivers who, one track could be top 3 positions, and then it gets to another, and they're the lower half of the top 10. It's a strange one. It's the same with a lot of them. It's all get the lap in, or things happen, but there's not a massive pace difference, to be honest, between the likes of Division 3, 4 and 5 and around some tracks for certain drivers.
I was rapid round Australia and one other track. Also, what helped me out as well is the strategy that I had around Australia. Because it started off dry and then it went wet. But I ended up staying out on the dry tyres and then it dried up like 3 laps towards the end. So it's still on dry tyres towards the end where everyone else had to like pit or try and stay on the wet tyres, but it didn't work out for them. And I just capitalised that way.
Australia was a horrible race for me. It was a wet quali. I think I qualified like P7 or P8 or something like that. And then I was taken out of the race. So that was probably the track I was least looking forward to. As Milan still trying to get past Unity. Steffi hasn't managed to pull away despite being on those cracked tyres.
No, it doesn't seem that Steffi's actually catching the muddy either. She might be by like a tenth or two a lap, but it's not enough. Needs to gain really a second lap.
Out front though, Matthew seems to have it covered. He's got an 8.8 second gap over Pigeon, and it doesn't seem. Said they're all sort of settled into a rhythm. Close battle is for P4, 5 and 6 at the minute. Steffi, Unity, and Milan.
I know it's a bit early, but what are you expecting from Japan?
It's a track I haven't practiced at all, to be honest. I think I did one race there, and that was when I was with my career mode. But that's it. Not a track I've thought, to be honest. Similar to this track with the S's, bit of a struggle on the controller, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I gotta try and navigate those first. But do you like Japan, or is it just a case of getting through it sort of thing?
Japan reminds me sort of Sector 1 going into Sector 2 of this track. Maggots and Beckett's in Silverstone, as well as like the narrowness of Hungary.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very difficult track unless you've got a big pace advantage. It's quite a difficult track to overtake around Japan.
Japan is sort of a street circuit, but isn't. It's really, really weird like that because it's quite narrow. But I've done no practice around Japan, so I just have to see how I'm going to with that. This US track, I've done no practice on it. I'm going to be doing some tomorrow on my day off. So we'll just have to go from there. But I'm probably guessing I will get sort of mid-35s.
Yeah.
Which I think for Div 5 is really good, but it's not a track that I like at all.
Milan has just found a way past Unity. They're going side by side through the final section after the back straight, and it looked like that Unity was pushed a bit wide. I'm not sure whether that was whether there was contact or whether that's just a case of traction, but Milan has finally got past Unity. Start to chase down Steffi. Muddy seems to be gaining on Pigeon as well, so I'm not sure whether they're all just managing their tyres. Like I said, they've all got into a rhythm. The race has calmed down a lot now.
Apparently, game sound is loud. Give me 1 second. Is that better, Clayton?
The minute the closest battle was Crazy Fish trying to get past Unity. Unity on 17 lap old hards as Crazy Fish puts a move down the inside and gets past. I'm not sure whether Unity's going to just try and get to the end on those tyres or whether he come in and pit. He has only got Cloaky Turtle behind him. So he would come out behind him if he pitted now by a few seconds, but with the freshest tyres, you'd think he'd be able to get back into the P7 that he's in at the minute.
I think he'll stay out, but Matthew's coming to the pit. I put on a set of softs.
That is surprising, because he had an 8-second lead. That is very surprising. It drops him down into P5, possibly
P4.
Yeah, you've just got back ahead of Milan, going side by side to turn 1. He's given himself a lot of work to do with just 7 laps to go, including this one. Get back up and to catch back up. Unity's crashed out.
Gone.
And we have a safety car.
car.
Now that has
what poor
Matthew.
timing from Matthew.
It is. It'll bring him back into the pack now with his softs, so he's not gonna use his softs up trying to catch other people. It wouldn't surprise me if we see a fair few pit stops now.
Everyone should be coming in for a pit stop and putting on a set of softs. They've got to combat the threat of Matthew here, because he is just going to absolutely rocket through. Oh, it was only a VSC. I thought it was a full safety. So pitting now might not be a good option.
Yeah, everyone's staying out, so Matthew's just going to have to do polylap every lap to try and get back into that P1.
He's got that 3-second time penalty as well.
Yeah, it's dives up the inside of Steffi. Not really much of a battle there with difference in grip.
Those brand new softs versus 10 lap old hards. I wonder who's going to win that exchange.
It's interesting why he thought to come in and pit though.
Yeah. Maybe he's trying to do it to get the fastest lap point for Ferrari. Which we've seen other divisions do before.
Possibly. He must be very confident that he can regain those places, get back up to P1. But, I mean, he has looked incredibly quick all race, it has to be said.
He has looked quick, but there's a difference between being quick and actually still having pole at the end of it.
Yeah.
So it all depends on whether he can keep it on the track and not spin it, not crash into anyone else.
It's like they say, catching is one thing, passing's another.
Exactly. Crazy Fish is catching his teammate Milan. So the closest battle in a minute has been in crazy fish Milan. I can't talk today. What are your odds on Matthews going back to winning this?
I mean, he's only 2 seconds off the lead, so if he can get past Muddy this next lap, it's just a 3-second penalty. It could be quite close because the softs, from what the limited practice I've done, they don't stay fresh for very long. So really, he's got to get past Muddy up into turn 1. Yeah, the softs are going to be dropping off soon.
So even with 3 seconds, that's going to drop him down to 4th.
Yeah, at the moment.
He's rapidly catching Pigeon though.
He is. He might sneak it. He'll have DRS for this back straight as well on Pigeon.
But can he build the 3-second gap though that he needs in order to keep pole? Definitely going to be a tough one.
I think, if he can get past Pigeon Munch the next lap, ideally into turn 1 for his sake. I think building that gap, he's on Liège. Boss, he's going for the move. Try to switch back, possibly a better traction.
Inside. Better traction, I'd say, is the hard tyre, but for overall speed, it's got to be the soft. Crazy Fish, 3-second time penalty. This has brought the Ferrari into play of Muddy on Pigeon. But he's got that 3-second penalty looming over his head. So he needed to make up a second every lap. And not done that as of yet. Who's on nearest battle? Muddy and Pigeon. Do you still think it's going to be Pigeon Muddy for top 3? .2. I would have stayed out. Alright, best start memorising some questions ready for the driver's interview. Yeah, it's okay. Muddy's on 21 year 21 lap old hards. But they're definitely hanging in there though. Nearly touched the back of his car. What's Steffi gonna do? Is she gonna overtake? Drafting all the way through, getting a bit of slipstream. DRS and DRS being used. Out of DRS though. Oh, sorry, not DRS, DRS. A touch going through there. Can Steffi maintain the position? Muddy's gone down the inside. Forced to the out wide though. Gets the bit of traction. No, Steffi got a 3 second. I think there was not a lot of drama. There could have been a lot more. Obviously, we had the 2 crashes and the 2 safety cars from Eastern and LDAF and Blaze and Legends. But after all that, it was actually a good race. I can't fault it. Your driver of the day, according to the game, is Muddy Biscuit. Yeah, no worries, dude. I'm going to give everyone a couple of minutes to see if they join the party. If not, then that'll be the end of the night. Yeah, no worries. Thank you for joining, dude. As we wait for our top 3. Hey Muddy, how we doing?
Hello. Yes, updating finally.
Just waiting on Pigeon and Matthew to join, if they do.
If they don't, do I default the win?
I wish it happens like that, but
Yeah, let me see. And actually, so hard his PC. Can he join the party?
unless he's got the app, no.
I will just check with him quickly.
I'll give everyone a couple of minutes and then we'll do the interview.
Okay, let me have a look.
What car are you? I've forgotten.
Ferrari.
Oh, you're a Huawei.
Yeah, I've not had the best season in it, but I've invited Joe Hardy through his Xbox.
Where did Hardy finish?
Hardy won. He's Matthew Cause. I don't know what.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. For some reason, it shows as EA rather than his actual gamer tag.
Right, we'll get on with the interviews now then. So, good race for you today, Muddy. There was a little bit of action between you and Steffi. It all looked lovely and clean. How do you rate the race today for you?
Yeah, that last lap battle was pretty much the only thing that actually happened for me all race. I avoided the lap one collision. I think that at the restart, I got mugged a bit or tapped by Breezy, sort of sent me wide and got sort of in the pack with Hush, Quirky, and Breezy, but then I sort of pulled away from them. And I was in a bit of no man's land, sort of 6 seconds behind the Pigeon Munch battle, and a couple of seconds ahead of Quirky, so I was just pulling the gap to Pigeon. I was surprised actually. I was sort of able to put in sort of 3 or 4 attempts a lap quite consistently, so I don't know whether he was struggling. It seems like he was locking up quite a bit. Maybe he was struggling with brakes. I was a bit as well. But then, yeah, those who pitted onto hards with like 15 laps to go just had so much more pace with the fresher tyres. Right in the end, were like 75%, so they had a massive pace advantage. And yeah, I'm not sure when Steffi got his final warning and when he got his penalty because I didn't realise until he'd actually passed me. I don't know whether it was actually part of the battling or he'd already got it at that point. But yeah, didn't realise he'd got a penalty till like the last corner, so it was a good surprise. But yeah, it was a bit of a dull race, but yeah, good result in the end.
Yeah, it did seem a little bit boring from you, but and then obviously you did get into those few battles. What do you think you can improve on for your next race, which is Japan, I believe?
I've never gone. I somehow I remember I went on like maybe season 4, season 5. But yeah, Japan's never been a strong track for me. It's high speed sort of sector one isn't really my strong suit in terms of the way I drive. So yeah, same with sector one here actually in USA. They're not really my strong sectors, my sort of ability sort of in street tracks, low speed corners. So hopefully I can get a decent result again, just keep it clean like I did today. And I think that seems to be what with the other one recently. If you can keep it clean, you can sort of come out with a top 5 result most weeks.
I was saying in the comms that the track sort of reminds me of the middle of Sector 1, beginning of Sector 2 of the US, Maggots and Beckett's for Silverstone, and just the narrowness of Hungary. Do you see that in Japan, which might see you struggle, or is it just a track that you generally struggle at, full stop?
Yeah, I think it's just I'm bad at corners pretty much, which isn't really that useful. Yeah, I would happily just have a straight for like 300 kilometers, and that would be my perfect. But yeah, corners aren't really my speciality, so hopefully there'll be, when we get to the track with less corners, that should help me more.
Well, thank you very much for joining and sending out this interview. Looking forward to seeing you in Japan and see what you can do there.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah, I get a decent result. Thanks so much.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you very much for joining. As we move on to our race winner, I can't remember what car he's in, so you have to forgive me for that. Hardy, what car is you in?
AlphaTauri.
AlphaTauri. Oh God, getting closer in the championship with your win today. Congratulations on that. You seemed pretty dominant today. Is this a track that you like, or is it just a track that you're just good at because it suits your style?
It's a bit of both. Like, I like it because I'm fairly quick at it. I've won in like past seasons here, in other leagues as well. I've win usually around here. It's just one of my best tracks on the entire game. So I was fairly confident coming into this, and I had a bit of a disaster in Q1, Q2, but got the lap together for Paul, and I just knew that turn one, lap one was going to be a bit mayhem, as it always seems to be in this league. Like, you always got to be careful. So I went really aggressive. I was always aiming for the two-stop, starting on the softs, and just basically bring out the lead as much as possible. But safety cars prevented me really pushing to start with, but still got the win. It was quite an exciting race coming through the field on the softs to end the race, but quite a boring one. Just being patient, showing my pace when I needed to, and get the full 26 points available.
Yes, because you got the fastest lap as well. I did miss that, so congratulations on that as well. What are you looking at Japan-wise? Do you like the track? Do you not like it? Do you think you'd be quick or slow?
It's also a good track because it's fairly similar to USA, with the Sector 1 being fairly similar with the Suzuka S's, and then obviously 130R, a bit of straight line speed. It's just it can rain there quite often, so it's just staying out of trouble really. And if JJ Hudson races, I've just got to basically damage limitation. I've got a big enough gap now. I think it's opened up to 56 points or something. So I basically don't even need to win. I just need to be consistent with podiums and stay out of trouble. And that's what I'll plan to do next week.
I did hear off the grapevine as well, with the approximate weather that we run here, that you was going to be expecting rain in the USA. Do you think that would have spiced the race up a bit? Do you think you would have still got first?
I didn't notice any rain. It just said sunny all the way through. It said 9% chance of rain. But yeah, I didn't think any rain was coming. But yeah, I'm strong in the wet anyway. It's not really a big difference in speed for me. And I'm a fairly safe driver. I don't really make that many mistakes, especially in the wet, compared to most drivers. So I think I would still be in contention for the win if it was raining.
Well, that's good to hear. So thank you very much, and congratulations once again on your podium and your fastest lap.
Cheers.
Hopefully we see the same again in Japan, which we shall all see you then. thank you very much for watching. I am your commentator this evening, XDG Mando 1992, or also known as Rodders. I was joined by C. Bradshaw, who had to leave a bit early, so thank you very much for joining. And I hope to see you all next week live in Japan. I will not be commentating, so I will have to find someone new for that. So please feel free to join in, show them all the love and support, and I shall see you all next week. Thank you very much, and good night.